The schedule officially has been released, so we're going to go ahead and do a record prediction, go through the whole schedule. Where's the bye week? Where's the primetime games? Go through everything. That's what this video is all about. It's really not hard to understand here. But before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get to 300 likes in this video. The more likes we get, the more chance that this video gets pushed out there. That's what it's all about. Let's go ahead and get into the first information. The bye week for the Detroit Lions is a great time for a bye week. Week 8 in the NFL season, nearly halfway through the NFL season, and that is much better, much better than it was last year with booty cheeks. Here is the official primetime games. Here is the primetime games. The Lions officially got 7. That is pretty good, if you ask me. They were getting some love by the NFL this year. First one is Baltimore Ravens, Monday Night Football. Oh my God. I said, oh my God. That is good for our football team because getting featured that early is a great thing. Next one here, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, Monday night for Sunday Night Football. That's going to be real fun at Kansas City. Can't wait to see that play out. Then Philadelphia Eagles, Sunday Night Football over there at Philadelphia. Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving, obviously here in Detroit. Thursday Night Football for the Dallas Cowboys. And you have the Vikings on Christmas. Yeah, on Christmas Day. And expect a possible flex for the, maybe the Chicago game, the Pittsburgh Steelers game. That's what I would expect in potential if those teams are near playoff contention. The main part of this schedule and do our predictions. Give me your prediction for this year, Detroit Lions win-loss in the comments. Give me your thoughts right now. Here it is. Here's the schedule, folks. Here's what we got going on for our beloved Detroit Lions. Week 1, we're at Green Bay. We are starting on the road against the divisional opponent, Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Week 2, we're hosting the Chicago Bears. What's good about the Green Bay? Again, it's going to be nice and warm there. After that, we're at Baltimore. Going there early as well. It's an outside game, obviously, and it's going to be warm, so don't got to worry about that. Cleveland, week 4. Week 5 at Cincinnati. Again, it shouldn't be bad weather-wise. Week 6 at Kansas City. Same thing. Versus Tampa Bay the next week. We get our bye week. Then we host the Minnesota Vikings. We're at Washington week 10. At Philadelphia. Tough little stretch right there. Versus the New York Giants. Home. Thanksgiving. We're hosting Green Bay again. Then we're hosting the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday. At LA week 16. Cold game in Pittsburgh. In the Dome week 17 versus the Vikings, and at Chicago in a cold one. The final week of the year. So let's go ahead and go through the predictions of these guys. While we're sitting here, let's make the official prediction. This is a way too early prediction, but this is what we're going to do. And by the way, I'm going to be live tomorrow on the Huge Show, 3 to 6 p.m. We're going to be talking about this on ESPN Radio 96.1 FM. If you don't have that, check iHeartRadio or just search The Huge Show. Week 1, I have the Detroit Lions traveling to Green Bay and getting the win here. I think this is a pretty good start to the season if you're going to go with the opponents in Green Bay. Again, it's going to be nice and warm in Green Bay. The Lions, I think they'll be perfectly fine. Again, Green Bay, they drafted a wide receiver. Will he be fully ready to help the complement that they got? I think the Lions will be better defensively in that area. I think the Lions get the win right there. Week 2, going And facing the Chicago Bears at home, I have the Lions getting that win. It's the second game of the year, and it's also the second game of Ben Johnson in their offense. I think early on, Chicago may struggle a little bit. They got a ton of pieces, new pieces on the offense, a whole new system in place. It's going to take a little bit of time for the adjustment period. Lions will get the victory there. Then we are traveling to Baltimore. I have us taking the L. I think Lamar Jackson will give us some problems for our defense. I don't think it's going to be like the last time we faced the Baltimore Ravens where we got trounced. But if they're going to be a hard team to stop, Derrick Henry in that run game, we've had problem against the mobile quarterback. He is the epitome of the mobile quarterback, and they've had our number the last two times. I have us taking the loss right there. We're home against the Cleveland Browns. That's right, Cleveland next. I have the Lions winning that game. They got a great defensive line. Look, I'm actually not just going to overlook Cleveland, but they have a problem at quarterback. And I think the Lions' defense will be significantly improved with everybody healthy. I don't see the Cleveland Browns beating the Detroit Lions. Then we're going to Cincinnati. And this is where I have the Lions losing this game. I know Cincinnati's defense is bad. Now, we don't know what's going on with Trey Hendrickson. My thought process, he'll eventually get in there. I mean, that's what everyone seems to be doing. But their offense is really good. Cincinnati puts up a fight. I just have the Lions taking the L right there. Then going to Kansas City, I have us getting the win. I'm not too scared of the Chiefs. I'm just not as scared as them. We've beat them before. I think we can beat them again. I don't think Dan Campbell in this regime is scared to go on the road to face the Chiefs because we already did it. Lions get the win there. And that's on Sunday Night Football the way, and I like that. And then Monday Night Football, Tampa Bay. Lions get the victory here. They beat us last year. Lions offense will be pretty much good to go by week 7. I think they'll have a little bit of hiccups in the beginning of the year, a little rust, but by week 7, they'll be good to go. And they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. Lions defense will be improved. We get a great bye week. Perfect time midway through the season. And for right now, through 7 games, I have the Lions 5-2. Through 7 games. 5-2 at the bye week. Then, so let me know your prediction in the comments. What is your prediction at this point? Then we are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. I have the Lions winning that game. Think we're a better team than Minnesota. We got to travel to Washington. I think we get our revenge. We get the W against Jaden Daniels. You know how the Lions players are when they take it personal with a loss. They did that with the Dallas Cowboys when we lost in OT. We did it to the San Francisco 49ers. I think we get a revenge. We get a win there. Then we're at Philadelphia. I think we lose this game. I think Philadelphia's got a good team rolling. I think we are at Philadelphia. It'll be a close game, but we take the loss there, unfortunately. Then we have the New York Giants got the win. Lions are a better football team than the New York Giants. Not even close. Then Green Bay on Thanksgiving. Man, I really didn't want to face the Packers on Thanksgiving. Not because I'm afraid. It's because I'm tired of facing the NFC North on Thanksgiving. I was hoping for something different. Cleveland, New York Giants, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But again, it's the NFC North with the Green Bay Packers. Another bore of a matchup that we've seen 100 times over. But I do have the Detroit Lions getting the victory here. The Lions go ahead and sweep the Green Bay Packers. I just think that the Lions are the better football team. We get the win Thursday Night Football. A week following that with Dallas. So a Thursday night game. We just to dominate the Dallas Cowboys, get the win right there. Then we travel to Los Angeles, and this is going to be a tough game against the Rams. But we're going to go tree for tree. I have the Lions winning that game. It's a 425 game. And we just seem to have the number of Sean McVay, Jared Goff. I think it'll probably be it's going to be a close game like it always is. It'll probably come down to the last drive. But I have the Lions winning that game. But I could definitely see a situation where Lions lose that game. 100%. Remember, the first year, we went to L.A. and nearly beat them. And they were the Super Bowl team, and we were the number 1 overall pick. We always faced them hard. Or the number 2, ended up being number 2 overall, but we always face them hard every single time. Give me your win-loss prediction and record prediction in the comments. What do you have the Lions? 12-5, 13-4, 17-0. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Then the Lions are back home versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't care who the quarterback is. It's probably going to be Aaron Rodgers. I could see a situation where this could get actually the flexed. So right now we got a couple of games because you have Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and Chicago. And look, Minnesota and Chicago are going to be, I think, in the wild card hunt. And obviously in the NFC North, it's still going to be going on. I could see these 3 games in Pittsburgh. They're always in the playoff hunt. Could be flexed. But I have the Lions winning that game. Then we travel to Minnesota. We take the L. I think that the Vikings beat us. We don't get the sweep. They get us there. They're fighting really hard. And then week 18, we go to Chicago. We take an L, but not for the reason you would obviously think. I think that Chicago will be going all in to try potentially to make a wild card spot or just to go out on a high note. And the Lions at this point may have already secured a spot for the playoffs. I know they play through the whole time, and I know they've done that. But I can see a situation, especially Week 18 at Chicago, where the weather is butt cheeks, and they just want to protect their guys a little bit. Maybe they do play them in a quarter, but I could see a situation where the weather is crap. They want to protect their guys, and they pull Jared Goff and these starters, and then Chicago gets the win. Now, altogether, with my prediction, I have the Detroit Lions going 12-5, taking a step back from last year's 15-2. 15-2 is difficult to replicate. This schedule is really hard. I can see 11-6. I could see that Rams game, or flip another game here. But the Lions are a good football team. I think if you're going between 11 wins, 12 wins, 10, 11, 12, whatever you want to put there, I think that's pretty realistic from my perspective. But what do you guys think? Give me your thoughts in the comments below. With that said, folks, adios.